Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Alfie. Alfie is from Essex in England, in the UK. So let's see what Alfie has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Hello.
Oh, hello Alfie, how are you?
Good, thank you.
How are you doing today? How's your day been so far? I mean, evening now.
I've been good. I've just been at work. I've got back and tried to learn my piano. It's not gone well. But
So you play the piano?
I'm learning. It's a good way to put it.
And how long have you been learning for?
Only about a month. We're in September. Only about a month and a half.
And why did you start it? Why is the fascination about playing piano now?
Oh, because what I do is, well, what I want to do is musical theatre and all that. So I feel like learning piano will help me kind of ease into more of the musical aspect of it.
Amazing. Alfie, tell me where you're from.
I'm from Essex.
That's the place where you grew up?
Yeah, that's where I've grown up. But yeah, where I'm currently studying in Plymouth as well. A nice break. Yeah, I'm studying there at the minute. I'm not moved in yet. I'm going into my final year.
Oh, I see. And tell me what you're studying right now.
Acting.
Wow. So tell me a little bit about your career.
Hopefully it'll kick off soon. Yeah, I started in school. I didn't know what to do. And I started doing drama and I was like, I was somewhat good at this. So I carried on and did it in further education, all that, and I thought, yeah, I'll go to university. Why not? And it's not gone too bad. I've done a few musicals. I've done a few plays. I've done a few films, student films as well. Yeah, nice.
I see. And so tell me, so far, what do you enjoy the most about your course you're having right now in the university?
I enjoy. I tell you what, I do enjoy the people you meet. It's definitely one of my most enjoyable bits because you meet very different people from what you do because you'll be either you're talking 1 minute you're doing a show and you're just like, oh, you do drag, and you're talking to another person. It's like, oh, okay, so you're more of a film. And it's such a good range of people to meet.
And it's your first year of university or not?
Last.
The last one already?
No. It's flown by, and it's strange because once I'm done with that, I've got to go into the real world now.
Yes, exciting. One journey finishing, another one starting.
No.
Amazing. Alfie, before we start our journey, Will and the Magic Box, would you like to tell me something interesting about yourself?
Interesting. I'm learning to play piano.
That's already said.
Damn it. I can skateboard.
Good one.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see, yes. I can see a bit of it. Do you do every day?
When if I'm at work, I'll take an Uber to work because it's too early for me, and then I skateboard home. And if I'm in university, I'll skateboard back and from uni.
I see. And how far is Plymouth from Essex? It's very far, or?
250 miles, which is about a 6-hour drive.
Oh, it's a long way.
Yeah. Long journey for me.
Amazing. Alfie, am I saying your name right? Alfie?
Yep.
Perfect. So are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Yeah.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend. Full of random fun questions. I'm just going to play a song now just for us to get a bit in the mood before the first question. Let's do it. Okay, Alfie, before we start the game, through the journey, if comes up a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay? All very friendly. Okay? First question is, a bit tough now. Let's start with a tough question. What has been the lowest point of your life?
Probably when sometimes it just kind of kicks in. It's like, oh, if I don't make it, I don't have a backup. And that's kind of like comes back and forth. But it's like you just gotta keep hoping and praying. But yeah, it's kind of like hopefully I'll make it. Hopefully.
And when you go to auditions, I'm sure you've been a lot of auditions, and sometimes when you're not successful for some reason or another, how do you deal with that? With those moments where you're not accepted for some reason?
There's a lot of things where it's like you don't get accepted, and then you do get like a stream of thoughts, and it's like, oh, I could have done that better. I could have done that. What did I do wrong? It's when it comes to audition, it is just kind of like, what can I do better for the next one? It's always just maybe it weren't for me. There's always something for you. You just need to keep thinking positive, really. I think.
And how do you find out about those auditions? There are some kind of websites or agencies. How does work your audition program?
The agencies are probably one of the biggest ones. That's what I want to get into after I'm finished with university. But a lot of it is word of mouth. I think it's especially like I'm in lesson. It's like, oh, I know someone who's doing a film. He's looking for someone. It's like, oh, okay, I'll give him a message. A lot of word of mouth. That's a big one. It's like someone's like, oh yeah, I'm looking for this, or Facebook. Facebook's a big.
I see. Next question. Let's do it. Hey, Alfie from England. Next question for you is, which movie had a big influence on you?
Movie? Oh, that's harder than the last question. I'm quite a nerdy person. I do love like Star Wars. I do Harry Potter. I love all that. But there's a film recently called Tick Tick Boom.
Right.
It's got Andrew Garfield in it. I think he's a brilliant actor. And it's just watch it. It's about I don't know if you've heard of the musical Rent.
I think so. Yep.
Yeah, it's about the guy who made it, called Jonathan Larson, and it's about him struggling to make a show, a musical, and he finally makes one, and it just doesn't go anywhere. It's like the whole film he's been building this, and it just doesn't go anywhere. It's like, oh, and he's like, when's the next one? And he kind of, it's quite, because it hits close to home for like people trying to get in the industry and know how tough it is, and it's especially with his acting and all the music in it is brilliant.
I see. And what's the biggest message of the movie?
Well, it's because it is based on the real guy. He puts all his work in front of everything else. Like, he loses his, like, spoiler, he loses like his girlfriend, and he gets like really upset about all that. And it's like, you see why he put all his work in front, but he kind of like, oh, maybe you should have pulled the reins back a bit. And it is like, maybe you need to balance between work and life.
I see. Good one. Very good. Very important. That's very important for sure. Next one, Alfie. Let's do it. Right. Before the next one, tell me what's the best part of acting? What is the best joy of it? What you go like, my goodness, that's is the best part of being an actor. And also the flip side, what's the most challenging part in your opinion so far?
The best part for me, it's before I go on stage for the first time in a while. It's my hands. I did it recently. I've done a musical, Titanic, and I was one of the first two on stage. And like before I was going on, I went over. I was like, brilliant. My hands are like all jittery, but it's like the adrenaline is such a good like rush. As soon as you step on, like all goes, all that nerves drops. It's so nice, and then it's also at the end. It's everyone's clapping, like you do the bows. It's like that's another show done. Can't wait to do it all over again. But yeah, I do enjoy the beginning just before a show and just after the show. And the challenging bits is it's kind of like I had a solo in that, and it's just trying to, because 1 minute I'm focusing on the music, then I'm focusing on the acting and the voice, and I think the challenging bit is just trying to mix it all together, because it's, if I'm too focused on where I am in the song, my voice kind of goes a bit shaky. If I'm too focused on my acting, I forget where I am in the music.
Wow.
And it's just mixing it all together, and eventually, obviously after enough practice, it's perfect.
And did you always have the support of your family and through your career?
Yeah, it's yeah, because even my dad is very good with all that. He so it's like, oh yeah, I've got this to do, but I was like, I don't know because I've got time. Dad's like, just do it. He's like, go for it. It's like, oh, okay, I'll do it.
Wow, I think having the support of our family is a big plus. I think, you know what I mean? You just
I can't imagine doing it with people who are like very against it. I imagine why a lot of people take it off, because I knew a girl from school, and she loved, like, we did a show together and she was like really into it, but her mum made her do a law degree in uni.
Oh no.
Yeah, and she was like, if you want to do that, make sure you got a good career first. And it's like, oh, but
yeah, I think it's having our parents or our loved ones behind us. It's, you feel safe. You know that you can, you know what I mean, just go for it. Because even though if you fail some points, you know, they're gonna be there like pushing you again, up again, and it's a big plus. Next question is, what does your best friend they do that comforts you the most?
Oh, I don't know. What I enjoy is I like it when, because a lot of all my friend is a lot of them are obviously all in the same, trying to do all the same stuff. So all the best stuff they do to help me is you know, they throw more work at your way. It's like, oh, we'll do this together, like do shows together. And after that, it's like you can always talk about it after, you have a laugh, and it's so nice to just wind down after a show, or even just after rehearsals. It's nice to just talk about after everything that went wrong. You have a laugh about it. It's at the end, it don't matter. It's, especially for where I am now at the minute, it's just nice to have a laugh at all the mistakes, and then you learn from it.
All your close friends, they are, most of them, they are in the same industry as well?
Yeah. I've got all my friends in Plymouth definitely are. That's where I've made them, always in lesson and class and other shows. But the ones here, they're very different in that regards. But they all, like, when I did Titanic, they all came and saw it. They come in, like, they were like, it's not a bit of me, but I'll watch it. And they came and watched it, and they were like, it was good. And it's like, oh, okay, well, it's at least, it's like people who don't like enjoy it still came, and it's like they watched it, they liked it, and they were like, no, it was really good. And it's like, well, makes you feel a lot better when they say stuff like that when it's
Sure. Wow, amazing. Next question, Alfie, let's do it. Next question is, what is the funniest gift have you ever received?
gift.
The funniest or the strangest?
I think the funnest at the minute has probably been my piano. It was for my birthday, and I was like, you know what, I want to learn piano. I'll take it. And then and then everyone got me a piano. It's like, okay, I'm happy with this, and I've been on it near enough every day. And yeah, no, I've definitely enjoyed learning like all these chords, and some bits I really hate, but it's just learning. And I do enjoy doing it. It's what I like to do in my spare time now.
Do you play other instruments as well?
I do have a guitar. I don't know if you'll see it in the background, and a ukulele. But I've had the guitar for about 3 years now, and I've never learned. I never bothered to learn it. But I'm glad I've stuck.
What's the name of the second one you said? The second instrument?
Ukulele.
What's that?
It's like a smaller. I've not got it with me. It's in Plymouth, but it's like a smaller guitar. Less strings.
Okay.
It's a lot high pitched than a guitar is.
I see. Good one. Yeah. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, Alfie from England. Next question is, that's gonna be easy, I think. What are you most passionate about?
That's a hard one. It's yeah, I'm the most passionate about like being on stage. I like to drive my career forward as hard as I can, and yeah, it sounds very self-explanatory. It's especially musical theatre. That is the main one for me. It's because I'm not that interested in like films, but I do them, but I'm not that interested in them compared to some of the live stage shows. But yeah, definitely musical theatre would be number one.
And why? Why is the fascination about musical theatre?
Well, I was never that into it until I was only about 17, I think. And I listened to a musical and I was like, oh, you know, it's all right. And then from there, I started watching more, listening to more. And then I did a show. I can't remember what one, Wizard of Oz. And I came away and I was like, wow, out of all the things I've done, I've enjoyed that one the most. And I've really enjoyed it since, especially like because it's just, sometimes it can be so much chaos because with everyone dancing on stage, you're running around backstage getting changed, like, I've got to go on. And you go on, you do your dance, sing, do a bit of acting, and you leave. And it's just a rush as well. It's so much fun.
Tell me something, saying that, Alfie, tell me, when was the moment in your life when you thought, okay, I was born to be an actor? When you realized that, did something happen, or you genuinely thought, okay, from this moment, I know what I came to this world for? There was a moment?
I was, I mean, it definitely hit me when I was in school. I was, my grades weren't the best. I'm not very academically smart, but drama was always up there within my best grades. So I was like, oh, you know what, I'll put a bit more effort into it. And then the further I went on, I took it as like a GCSE. And then eventually I got to that point where I was like, yeah, if I want to do this, I've got to be a bit serious about it now. And it was probably about college time when I was like, right, yeah, this is what I want to do. This is my career path now. And hopefully it goes right.
Amazing. Wow. It's such powerful when you realize that, isn't it? It's so powerful. You go like, my goodness, it's in our veins. It's ourselves. You cannot picture ourselves doing anything else, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just amazing. Ready for another one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next question. Right. Tell me, are you good with accents, making up accents?
I've got my CV's got 2 accents, which is London and Essex, which is what I'm comfortable with. But what did I have to do? I had to do an Italian accent, which I think it went well. Yeah, I think it went well. But I
Right.
wouldn't.
So, right. So I'd like you, if you'd like to, I would like you to answer the next question with your best Italian accent. Okay.
Oh no.
It's okay if you, let's see if you can. If not, we can try to the Londoner, a proper Londoner.
Okay.
Right. Next question is, when was the last time that you cried and why?
You know, I can't do it.
It's okay. If it comes up some point, you just can make it up. It's fine. It's fine.
I could try to
To the Londoner, maybe a proper Londoner.
proper Londoner. Oh, I'm on the spot now.
I know. I'm just putting the spot. It's okay. If it comes up one point, next question or something, you can just make it up. It's fine.
Yeah. When was the last time I cried? Probably Tears of Laughter. Would probably be the most recent one. It's but especially at work, the people I work with, they're my 9 to 5. They're just lovely people, and we always crack jokes at each other, and we're laughing, we're having a chat, and then sometimes we say some outrageous things. It's like, oh no, and we're all crying of laughter, and then it's carry on with our lives.
And do you find easy when there was like moments in your career that you need to cry for some reason, and it's easy for you to make up? There's like a technique, something that you need to do it, or you just need to concentrate yourself? Tell me.
I tried to, I couldn't get it out, but for Titanic, when everyone's been loaded into lifeboats, there's a bit everyone gets sad. And I've heard what you need to do is like squeeze, like in your muscles, you need to squeeze these parts of your eyes, and then eventually you'll squeeze out some tears. You know, there's the original think of a sad thing, it'll come out. But I cried in a show once, and I was playing like a husband who cheated on his wife. He gets found out, and then I managed to cry on stage, and I was happy with that. Wow. And but I was really into the character. I was very into it. I spent ages building him up from scratch, and yeah, they came out during a show night, and it's like you're meant to be sad, but in your head you're like, yes, I've done it. And but one of the most interesting ones was one of the short films I did. The guy I was acting with, he's meant to be crying, but he can't do it, so he got vapor rub, and he rubbed it underneath his eyes, and because of all the whatever it does, it made him all like cry. And then we're all sitting there, we're all meant to be like filming, and everyone's like, Jesus, like it's all gone into our eyes now. We had to take a little break, and he come back to it, and yeah, he just rubs it on, and it's like, that's a good tactic.
It is actually, because when you put this in your chest, you feel just swelling, you feel kind of crying easily.
Yeah,
it's really up.
They're like, all right, let me get my vapor rub before they start takes. He does that, and it's like getting hit with a big strong every time I went, like whiff of it every time I went near him.
And when you are, let's say, when you are very, you're gonna do like acting something or a play, and you are very nervous, like for some reason, like before the stage. Do you have any kind of side effects in your body or something? For example, myself, yeah, when I get nervous for some reason, some of my lips, I feel it's like bubbly, my lips like this. I feel like it's up and down. Maybe it's not, but I have this feeling that I'm shaking around my lips. Yeah. Do you have any?
Well, one of my nerve things is my hands, they'll go, because one of the shows I did, I had a torch, and we were in a pitch black room, and we had torches, so the only thing lighting us up. And then we were like prison guards, and then we shined a light on each other, and the light shining on me was nice and still, and the one on the person I was acting with was like shaking. I was just trying to hold it with like 2 hands. I'm like, it's still, you never tense my arms so hard. But yeah, that's one of my main ones. My voice, it's funny enough, for doing musical theatre, it's my voice ends up going a bit croaky after, but as soon as the first like minute or two after you've sung a little bit, you get into it.
Yeah.
And then the next day I was fine. I walked on stage so confident, I was so happy, and then I wasn't shaking at all. And it's like it's so nice to not have to work out all the nerves.
And when you have, like, for example, your family around, your dad or your mom, like in the front watching you, do you get nervous more than normal or not?
I think when I found out, the first two nights no one I knew was watching it. Then it was the third night I knew my family was watching it. Then I kind of had a bit more of a can't think of the word, more of a not
attention,
panic.
like you're kind of
like I knew people were watching me specifically. So it's kind of like, I need to do good. I need to keep on, make sure I'm always on it. I can't like go into autopilot. I'm always like, mate, because in the back of my head, it's like, I'm being watched.
Yeah.
Not straight. And it's just getting over them initial bits, but it's not too. I think after you've done it like once or twice, it all just kind of fades out. Then it's just kind of like an autopilot then.
Yeah, I think, as you said, it's just the first minutes, you know what I mean? The first few minutes, like 1 or 2 minutes, when you are get yourself, let's say, familiar with the situation, with the play, with the audience. As soon as you get there, that's it. So you just can go on and on. Yeah,
and even if they're in the audience, honestly, they could be sitting anywhere. But I will look up. Normally there's a tech booth. So you got like the stage, the audience, and then a tech booth behind them.
Right.
And I'm always looking at them because, that way I'm looking at everyone. But when I was singing my song, I just had to sit there for a bit. And that's when I looked out into the audience. I was like, right, who's here? Who do I know that's here? But most of the time I'm looking up, like kind of like looking up at the camera in the call.
Next question, Alfie. Let's do it. Hey, Alfie from England. Next question is, when have you been the most happy?
I've got the most sad and the most happy question.
Yes, I was thinking about that. I said, my goodness, the question kind of came along the same time.
I was quite happy when I got into university because that was never an option for me. I was not, because of my grades were never the best. Like, as hard as, no matter how hard I tried, the grades weren't the best. I never had university in mind. And then when I applied for it, I got into it, and it's like, I was like, I didn't really think this would happen. But I got into it, and it's moving out was, I think, going there was probably one of the best things because it's like I've got a bit more freedom now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite nice to just do what you want when you want. It's nice, and it's like, I feel like a bit more me now.
And as you mentioned before, that you are ending now this journey now in your life. What's you gonna miss the most of this? You know what I mean? This time in the university, in your opinion, what's the biggest memory that you're gonna carry like forever in your life? There is something.
And the biggest memory is definitely the people I have met, like all my friends I've met throughout this. It's a lot of them, like, they're so unique is a good way to put it. They're very unique. They'll stick out in my memory. It's like a few years down the line, I'll be like, I remember this guy. It's like, I remember when he did that. I remember this girl. It was like, I remember everything they've done, especially like helping me out and like shows they've put on that I've been a part of. And it's just nice to always, hopefully I'll keep in contact with most of them after this. But yeah, it's definitely been one of my most memorable experiences with this whole journey.
Totally. I think people crossing our lives, they always leave like something, isn't it? It's like, even though You're not gonna see them for a while, but when you're gonna think about them and when you're gonna meet again, everything's gonna just come back like genuinely, and that's the best feeling.
Yeah.
Right, so I have 3 questions left for you. Let's do it. Right, but before the next question now, let's say you have the power now, you're gonna organize like a play or a movie or even a musical, yeah? And you are in charge of everything, and you can choose someone to play as your like love or someone romantic with you. Can be anyone, like anyone in the world. Someone to play your dad, someone to play your mom, yeah? And someone to direct, the director, the main director for this scene or this play or this event.
Okay.
Who that would be? Tell me.
A director, I'd need Kubrick. Kubrick's a very good actor. Shining, yes.
Right.
The romantic interest would Elizabeth Olsen would make a good actress. My dad. Cuba Gooding Jr.
Right.
Yeah. Where's he from? He is from America. Right. That's the one I picture playing him. And my mum. Meryl Streep's a good one. I might have to nick that one. Because yeah, I can't think of. You've pitched it perfectly for that one.
I love it. Right. Next question for you is, what's the biggest risk have you ever taken?
I think the biggest risk for me was university. It's because I applied a week before we were meant to, before the deadline. And so I built up my whole profile, cover letter and everything within a week.
Wow.
That's how much I wasn't planning on going to university. And it was someone sent me a link. They're like, oh yeah, check this out. You should go university. I looked up and I was like, this is everything I want to do. I was like, I'll apply. So I've gone, I've typed up my whole cover letter. I've sent off all my grades. And then by then I got the offer and it's like, oh, this is real now. Like this, I've actually done this. I need to apply for like student loans, all that fun stuff. But yeah, that's definitely one of the biggest risks I've taken, because it's a little bit like taking a pause of like you're going to the career. It's like, oh, I'll stop here now, sit here for 4 years, 3 years, 4 years, and then it's like you don't know. Like if I never went to uni, I could have done something else. It's one of them. You'll never know, but hopefully I've made the right choice.
It's amazing how life takes us in surprises, and sometimes, you know what I mean, take us in a direction that you're not expecting or even thinking. It's amazing. That's what makes life interesting. Wow. I love that. Actually, I love that. 1 week, my goodness. Some people, they prepare themselves like for a year or for a few months. 1 week. Oh my goodness. You meant to be there. You meant to be there for sure. 2 questions left. Let's Right, before the next one, tell me a moment in your career that maybe you forgot the line, maybe something went very wrong, maybe something went the way you're not expecting, if you can share.
Yeah. I did Into the Woods, and it was during, I think, the second show night. We come on, there's Cinderella and the baker's wife, I think, talking. And I was a steward, and I had the prince with me. And the whole point of the scene was we start talking off in the distance. Cinderella hears it. She runs off stage, and me and the prince come on. And we're like, "Where'd she go?" Like, well, we know she was here, but I came on a lot too early, and I came on while Cinderella was still on stage. So I've come on, and then as soon as you pass that wing, they're called wings. So as soon as you've come on stage, you've left the wing, you can't just turn around because it's unprofessional. You just need to power through it. And I was stopped there, and person who played the prince was behind me. She didn't come on. So I walked on the stage on my own, and I turned around to say my lines and realised, and then she was looking at me with a wig like, and then I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, no. And then as I pretended not to see them, they were like there, and I was like, And then Cinderella walked away. I was like, quick, sir, I think I found her. Oh, I can't remember. I made up some lines, and then they came on. And we just had to like, is the thing, you just want to laugh, but it's like, I can't. And then we go off stage and then we'll laugh about it later. But yeah, that was one of the funniest ones we've had. There's a lot of them, like sound cues are not happening. So we're standing there, we're all chatting. And then there's a bit where like the giant steps and then everyone shakes and someone comes on, she's like, what was that noise? But the sound never happened, so we stood there for a good like 30 seconds looking at each other like, I don't have a line, I don't know what to say, I can't recover this. And then eventually the girl came on, she was like, what was that noise? We're like, I don't know, sir.
Oh my God, what an awkward situation, what a difficult situation to deal with, imagine. Oh my goodness.
The worst part is the awkward silence, is when everyone is thinking of a line to save each other and we just don't know what to say, because I could have jumped like 2 pages, but I was like, I can't do that. So we just had to sit there in awkward silence just looking at each other.
Imagine the audience watching that. Oh my goodness. It's just like, oh my God, what's happening? What? And they know something went wrong or something is kind of out of the place, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Right, next question for you is, if you had only 24 hours of life, what would you do?
I do. Oh, I feel like I'd just try and get everything done. I'd be, obviously I couldn't travel the world, but I'd be around the country. It's like, oh, I've always wanted to do that. Let's go do it. I'd skydive. What's it called? Bungee jump. I'd do all the adrenaline, the things that I wouldn't do now, because it's like, I don't want to die. But I'd definitely do any of like the risky stuff. Caving is something I did when I was younger, only once, and it's like, yeah, my claustrophobia kicked in hard there, but I'd do it again if I only lived for 24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd definitely do all like the risky stuff I wouldn't do as a 21-year-old.
Ready for the last one?
Yeah.
Last question, let's do it. Alfie, before the last question, people watch the interview right now. Maybe they would like to go to university like you did, like last minute, or maybe they want to start a career as in acting, yeah? What would be your best piece of advice for those people?
Well, in terms of university, I'd definitely recommend you go, even if, like, even by the last year, you feel like you've not gotten anything out of it. You've still gone through these 3 years, you know. I'd recommend moving away as well. Don't commute. But it's like just even living on your own. It's cooking for yourself, like buying food for yourself. It's such a different experience from living like at home. And I feel like you'd mature a lot quicker than you would living at home. And it's one of the biggest, I think, help boosted my like maturity levels, and you know, I can think a lot more for myself. I'm more independent. That's the word. I was really thinking for that word. But yeah, I was like, and in terms of like career-wise, I'd still recommend going to preferably more of an acting school than anything. But it's like, you never know who you're going to meet. I've met a lot of people that have sent me emails, and I was like, email this person, they might help you out here. And I feel like if I never did go to university, I wouldn't know half the stuff I know now. Like, I had no like starting point if I just went straight into the industry. But now I've built a CV. I've got some nice little headshots that I've got, and I've got like I now know a list of people I can email, send off my CV, build a spotlight profile, and send to them. So yeah, I feel like it's actually prepared me for a starting point.
Absolutely. Last question for you is, what's your favorite weekend activity?
Favorite weekend activity? I do enjoy. I go to London quite a bit. You know, with my dad, we'll see a show, or we'd get something to eat. We'd do any of that, and it's just nice to spend some time with. I mean, yeah. During the week, I don't really see my dad. He's at work, and then I'm at work. But then I think the weekend we're both off, especially a Saturday, and we just we'll go just go shopping for the day, sit down, watch TV for the rest. It's it's the little things.
Is your dad the closest person for you, like in your family?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Saying that, what's the biggest similarity between both of you, and what's the biggest difference?
Well, I think when it's all the little things. It's I'm walking with my sister, and then I start humming a song, and then my sister looks at me and she's like, "Dad does that," and she's like, "That's really weird."
Oh,
and it's
that's so nice.
Mannerisms. It's because it's like I was sitting down a certain way, and my mum was like, "Oh, it's like that's how your dad sits." And it's like, "Oh, is it?" I didn't even realize.
Oh, so sweet.
I'll say the difference is just probably mainly the career thing, because he's gone for a real job. He's got a real job. He was never interested. Like he loves watching shows. Like we go see shows in London all the time. Like he loves it all. But I could never imagine him on stage doing what stuff that I'd do, going for the stuff I'd go for.
Do you think if I would invite him to the Magic Box, he will do it?
Probably not.
Right, it's not the end yet. Okay, let's play now the word association game. I'm going to give away some words, and you just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Right.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much, and enjoy the word association game. One word for money.
Dollars.
Family.
Love.
One word for life.
Death.
How about love?
Death.
One word for sex.
Love.
Politics.
55.
55.
55. Oh, 55.
I'm lost. Why 55 for politics?
Oh, you said politics? I thought you said 46.
Oh no! My accent.
I've got very bad hearing as well.
No, and my accent as well is very, very unique. Anyway, one word for politics.
Trump.
If you said before, when I said politics and you said 45, I thought that you were like you know what I mean, doing some campaign for someone like in politics. That's why I was like, 55? Like, who is he campaigning for?
I heard 46 and I was like, a number?
I love it. One word for fear.
Overcome.
Friendship.
Love.
Desire.
Want.
Regrets. 46. I'm joking. 55. I'm joking.
Well, we on regret. Words.
Okay. Success.
Failure.
One word for wish.
Dream.
Happiness.
Happy.
One word for Plymouth.
Sea.
How far are you from the sea?
I could leave my flat and within 5 minutes I'm by the sea, the beach. And
wow, amazing. Lucky you. One word for Essex.
Towie.
One word for England.
Queen.
Actually, you said about the Queen now. As you know what I mean. We are literally now in a moment where the world, not just us in England, but the whole world is just literally thinking about her. My goodness, what a legacy! What it's never going to be another one. You know what I mean? It's just amazing for me as a foreign person. You know, being here for the last 20 years and being in England, it's just so amazing, powerful, and we are literally in a moment that is history. You know what I mean? We're always going to remember this moment, and it's just, of course, it's sad in a way, but in another look, at the other side, it's a celebration. She left her legacy. It's beautiful how to, you know what I mean? What a life! Like, my goodness, it's just amazing. As you said about the Queen, one word for the royal family.
It's funeral.
Okay.
That's very topical at the minute.
One word for acting.
Stage.
And the last one now. Musical theater. One word.
Songs.
Right, let's play now. Sorry, I got me confused now about the numbers. Let's think about the numbers in my head. I'm gonna remember that. I'm now gonna forget that.
55 and 46.
Oh dear, that's so funny. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your dad for a coffee, yeah? And I'm gonna ask your dad, tell me the most beautiful thing about Alfie, and tell me something that he still needs to work on. What your dad would say?
He'd say, what's it again?
What's the most beautiful thing about you, and what's something that he still needs to work on, to improve on? What he would say?
The most beautiful thing would be that I think you could tell how passionate I am about what I do, and he definitely sees that. I try. I'd work early hours in the morning, then straight after work I'd go to a rehearsal. It's, I'm committed. I feel like the commitment would be a big appreciation, and need work on. I feel like I don't normally, if I see an opportunity, I think about it, I'd sit on it, and I'd be like, oh, maybe I can't do that because of university. And Dad's like, just go for it. It's like, okay. I was like, I'll try and squeeze it in my schedule then. But yeah, he's he'd probably just say that I need to just gun for it more.
Amazing. He's just trying to say to believe in yourself more and more and more, always. Yeah. Right, let's play now. Alfie and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. Right, you can ask me a question now.
What do you hope for to like gain from like the whole Magic Box show, the channel and everything? What is like the end goal, if that's?
Wow, beautiful question. I love it. Right, Alfie, I strongly believe that everything that you do with passion, with love, and you were talking before, it's endless, dream. You just go on, and a lot of opportunities will come as well. The Magic Box, it's something that I found my path. I find my way of living life. You have no idea. I wake up every morning thinking about the Magic Box. I go to bed every night thinking about the Magic Box. I have shower, I'm eating, I'm with friends, I'm traveling. There's always the Magic Box, in my mind, in myself. The main thing, I see myself doing the same interaction like I'm doing now, but I can see, I have other projects as well connected with this one, but I can picture this show like traveling around the world. Imagine a Willie the Magic Box tour around the world. My goodness, imagine. It's so I picture myself doing that instead of Zoom, but one-to-one as well, like, in real life. And also, this week, this Friday, I'm going to reach 700 interviews on the show so far. So imagine how many stories of people has been in the Magic Box. My goodness. So like in the future to look back all those interviews and meet them again, my guest again, and talk about different topics. They're gonna be the different, point of their lives. But I'd like to talk to them in the past to see what were you thinking about this topic, what about this, what about that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I still see myself like, again, we are connected now, you including yourself, you know what I mean? Now you're part of the journey as well. You know what I mean? I can't wait, like in the future, talk to you again and see where you are in your life and doing what you love, and also the perspectives, what have changed, you know what I mean? So saying that, there's a lot of projects that I can see the Magic Box going, you know what I mean? So this is it's just like a path that's opening different doors. So I see, again, I think I see, no, I can see it like vivid in my eyes, the Magic Box like going around the world, you know what I mean, and making more memories and listen to much more stories and let people connect with other people around the world as well. So
That's good.
I think that the Magic Box is it's a box of like opportunities around, you know what I mean, not just for me or for the show, but for other people as well. I have no idea. I can tell you stories that people, they are already connected because of the Magic Box. Can you imagine? Like there was a photographer in the US. He watched an interview with someone I did, like a model from New York, and they connected and they made them work together because of the Magic Box. So imagine how, you know what I mean, the opportunities, what can happen, you know what I mean? When I invite people, like the same way I invited you, and sometimes we need to why not? It comes from nowhere, you know, the invitation.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you give a try, as your dad was saying, you know what I mean? If you give a try, if you go for it, you never know what can happen, or we never know what's the door that's gonna open, you know what I mean? So that's the Magic Box. The Magic Box, I can see a lot of more hard work happening, a lot of more, you know what I mean, guests on the show, a lot of more projects as well come along, and it's a box of opportunities. That's what I see when I think about the Magic Box.
Yeah, hopefully it all works out. I see you touring now. I see talking to people live. Yeah,
absolutely. I can't wait for that. And you literally left your signature in the Magic Box because of the 546. It's gonna be there forever, and I love it. Did you have a good time?
Oh. Yeah, it was good. Thank you.
Thanks so much for taking the time. I know how busy you are, and you took the time for the opportunity for the Magic Box. Thanks so much. But before you go, if you can share a positive message or something that you live by.
Yeah. Something I live by. And it's very typical, but it's never stop trying. Always push yourself to the limit. Get yourself, like, if it's like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to do that. But eventually you'll, like, 9 times out of 10, you'll eventually, practice makes perfect. That's a phrase. And I feel like after a while, it becomes, especially like things you're trying to learn, it becomes muscle memory. And the things I thought, oh, I'd never be able to do that. It's like, I can do that now. It's nice to think about how I thought and how I thought I'd never be able to, I'd never be able to sing that high. I'm going to stick to the low songs. And now it's like, now I've done a song where I have to sing high. And it's like, oh, didn't know I'd do that. Who knew I could make them sounds?
Amazing. Keep going. Never stop. I think that's the main thing. You know what I mean? It's going to be like up and downs, like life is like a roller coaster, but you should never stop. Keep going, because you know what I mean? You never know. It's going to be just around the corner, just waiting for you. You know what I mean? If you give another try, you know what I mean? There's always, you know what I mean? You never know what's waiting for you. So keep trying, keep going. That's what I believe as well. Thanks so much, Al. Regards to your family, and you keep in touch, okay? It was a pleasure, okay?
Thank you.
Take care. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.